So going to the 3 ways to stop the mind. Kachari mudra, tongue at the roof of the mouth, push up hard. Stops the mind because the mind tries to move the tongue when you think. Second way is, ask yourself, what's your next thought? Because you wait, it stops. Third way comes from the 9th century, in a book called the Vijnana Bhairava, which is 108 dharanas, or techniques to meditate. 108 of them. You only need one, any one of them. Well, I've used this one for years. You take a thing, take it out of the space, and you hold the space. Very simple. So we use the way the mind works to use this particular dharana. The mind works by visualization. So what we do is we deliberately visualize an orange or a fruit, some fruit you might like. If you're not good at visualizing inside your head, then visualize it on the table. Take the thing out of the space it's in. Close your eyes if you need it on the table. Or if you can do it inside your mind, behind your eyes, you can do it inside your head. Close your eyes before you do it. Take the orange out of the space, or the fruit, or whatever you visualize. Hold the space with your will. In other words, remember it was in there and hold it. The imprint is the emptiness this thing was in, like a cup, for example. You can't know a cup without... I don't know if I've got a cup here or not. Let's have a look. No, there's no cups here. Well, never mind. A cup. You can't have a cup without an inside and an outside. So, if you take away the outside, there's no inside. Take away the inside, you're going to smash the cup. So you need the inside and the outside. The cup is the consciousness, not the inside or the outside. Inside and outside is space. No cup, no space. No space, no cup. Okay? So, with this visualization, you take away the cup. You just remember it had an inside and an outside. You're not remembering it. It's an imprint in your consciousness of its presence when it was there. Now that is what you're holding on to with your will. Now, who is choosing to hold that space cannot be found. Can't find that. That's the void consciousness. As I said, I was in that space for 25 years with my consciousness. Empty. Void. Infinite. No one there. Nothing. Buddhist void. Sunya. Shiva Sutra says that space is called Dvada Shanta, or the heart of Shiva, the heart of peace, the heart of existence, the source of being, that emptiness. But it's the same space that's contiguous through the atoms. And it's what's conscious of our thoughts in us, of the consciousness in us. The flowing data through our minds is flowing through space. It's pretty obvious. The space is conscious as it's flowing through. It's like water down a river, the banks feel it, washes them away. There's a man standing on the bank. Let's think of a lahar, a volcanic flood set off by a volcano. Trees, rocks, everything's going down this thing. Man, it's the most diabolical thing you've ever seen. You stand on the edge, you're fine. You jump in there, no matter if you're, Olympic gold medalist swimmer, you're going to die. Not because you can't swim, but because the debris is going to kill you. You're not going to survive, man. No. So, consciousness is like that. If you stand in the awareness, that's the bank. Watch it flow by. Can't touch you, can't hurt you, no pain. That's not being aloof or detached. That's recognizing it for what it is, a flow. You stand on the ground of your own awareness. Not on the ground of something moving down the river like a rock tumbling over, because you get tumbled, you get squished, you're going to die. So, stand on the edge of the river of consciousness, watch it. That's called witnessing consciousness. There are many masters who talk about that, witness. but it needs something to witness, to be witnessing. See? To be the witness, that's an identification that I am witnessing. I, this mental me, this idea of I. If there's no witnessing, there's no witness. They come into being, codependent origination. Cause and effect. So if you know that the witness is also part of the consciousness, the I and the me, okay? So it means you put your psychological human being self in as part of the consciousness, let that go too. If you try to get rid of it, you're attached to its absence, which means you're attached to what it is. In other words, you're attached to the outside of the cup or the inside of the cup. Which one are you attached to? You've got to have the cup to be attached to either. So therefore you can't get rid of yourself. You can't get rid of your attachment to anything if you think you need it gone. Instead, if you let it drop, both sides, accept it in other words. Accept its presence and its absence at the same time. That which defines both sides, it falls into consciousness, into the center. So the river's flowing by. Like clouds in the sky. The sky is blue behind the clouds in the daylight. The clouds can't make the sky grey. The clouds are grey. The sky is blue. The sky is unaffected by the clouds, no matter what they look like or what they do. It's always the same. So your emotions, your feelings, your fears, thoughts, consciousness, clouds going by. The sky is unaffected. So you stay in the ground of your heart, behind your I and me. Now that act is an act of love for yourself. You won't do that unless you love yourself. The key to the void. I'm going to give you that in the next video.